Hello, my name is Eva Stützel. I'm the co-founder of Sieben Linden Ecovillage. Sieben Linden Ecovillage is a project that's situated in northern Germany, and we are building a new village, and at the moment we are about 140 participants living there, aged from 0 to 80. And we are famous for many things, actually. I think the most important is our community life, because we have really a vibrant and vivid community spirit in our project. We have as well only strawberry buildings, we have composting toilets, we have a big garden, we have car sharing, and many other small features that make community life very nice here. The solution that I want to introduce here is the solution, or let's say the lessons learned from all the problems that we have faced during our history. Because we have faced problems on many different levels. On the community level, how to deal with conflicts. On the question, what is actually our goal? On the question, what is the structure that we need? And how do we deal with authorities? How do we finance it? And the community compass is the essence of our lessons learned and tries to put them in a systematic way. And this is what I think can help other projects not to make the same mistakes again, but to make others and learn from the others. The community compass was first formulated by me and a colleague, another co-founder of Sieben Linden, Martin Stenger. And later it was further developed in discussion with other German community consultants and in an European networking project where we work together with community consultants from 10 different European countries where we developed a model that was a lot inspired by the compass, and actually the further development of the compass was again inspired by this model. This model is called the Community Learning Incubator Program for Sustainability, shortly CLIPS, and it's like a sister of the Community Compass, and you can find a lot of material about that in English on the web. The essence of the Community Compass can be told in a few sentences, actually. There are 7 important aspects that you need to pay attention to for realizing community projects. It's individuals, the community, the intention, the structure, the practice, harvest, and the world. And out of these 7, actually, the community, individuals and community are the crucial ones. If that doesn't work, if individuals and community don't really go together well, if the individuals cannot thrive within the community and the community cannot blossom with what the individuals give to them, every project will fail. But as well, all the other aspects have a very important influence on the whole model. So I will briefly introduce the 7 aspects one after the other. At the beginning, we only had the community aspect actually in the center, and then all of a sudden we realized that the community aspect without conscious individuals doesn't work. So we added the individuals to it because it needs a certain individual attitude to really successfully manage in community projects. And this is, like, for me, the basic assumption of the aspect individual. I will only go into that, there are many more, but the basic assumption for me is that thriving communities need conscious individuals. They need individuals that see themselves on a path as a learner. Then the aspect of community. It seems almost self-understanding, but many co-housing projects actually forget it. Because if you want to create a community project, you need to constantly foster the community spirit. And it's not that just by living together you will create community. You need to really pay attention to it and dedicate energy and time in creating community through nice things that you just do together, but as well through conscious community building with one of the many methods that have been developed in the field of communities or outside the field of community, like, for instance, nonviolent communication or these kind of things. So it always needs a focus on really focusing community. And this is actually something that is going through the whole life cycle of any community project, to consciously pay attention to that. The next aspect is intention. Any project that wants to be more than just a self-experience group and needs to be clear about the intention. What do we actually want? What do we want to do in the world? What is our goal? And it is important to be clear that actually the people have kind of the shared intention. For instance, a big problem in many communities is the question, do we have the shared intention to live in a vegan way or not? This for us, that has costed us like 5 years of conflict because it was not clear. It makes sense to make these things clear at the very beginning. What is the intention of the project? And what is it not? Where do we want to have a lot of diversity and many different approaches? That's important as well. The next aspect is the structure. The structure has an enormous influence on the thriving of the community. Structures that fit the community can contribute to an easygoing workflow and as well decision-making process, and structures that don't fit to the ideals that a group has can cause a lot of problems. One of the core problems is often if the property structures don't fit to the community structures. It's incredible how many it's often small rural projects that make the mistake that they think they can create a community of people that are at one level of responsibility when they live as tenants in the house of one of them. This is not the same level of responsibility, so there is somehow an inequality between them. And people need to be aware of the consequences that the structure causes. Structure is as well about how to make decisions, which groups can decide what the process of admittance and of leaving the project. That's all the structures. Yeah, the next aspect is the practice. And the field of practice is a vast one because it's everything that the community needs, from gardening, building, cooking, housekeeping, whatever. And it's as well about how to finance it, because how to get the money to first start it and how to maintain the project financially. The aspect that people at first have no idea what I mean actually with it is the aspect of harvest. It's extremely important though, because what many activist projects forget is that actually it's not just about planning, finding structures, doing and then going on, but it's as well about evaluating, about stopping and looking back and thinking about where did we want to go and where did we reach actually? Did we reach the right point? And have we gotten to the place where we wanted to go? And what means served us and what maybe didn't serve us? And the last aspect is the world. Because all projects happen in this world, and there's a lot of relationships between projects and the world, and these relationships can either support or hinder the project. So about how to set up a good network, how to cooperate with authorities, how to find your way through all the legal requirements that are there, is what the aspect world is reminding us. Because we cannot just create our complete own world. We need to adapt to what is our surrounding, even if we want to change it. We still need to respect it and then to see how we can maybe change it. But to have a focus on our relationship to the world and to go with that is the last aspect of the compass. Yeah, now I explained you in 6 minutes or so a framework, and not, of course, such a short description is not sufficient for just realizing a project, but it gives an idea of what you need to pay attention for. And this is actually what the community compass is about. It makes sure that people don't forget an important aspect, that it's important to realize it. And then, of course, there's many knowledge behind these aspects that I just introduced very briefly. But it can serve as a guideline for project planning. It can serve as a guideline for analyzing a project, diagnosing where are we, where are our strengths, where are our weaknesses, what can we do to maybe improve, and where is the next point where we need actually support from the outside maybe to develop. It has as well proven to be a good guideline for starting a community project, because then it's like you go through the different aspects. There's a certain sequence to go from personal, individual, community to the intention, then to find the structure, and then to go into the practice. The harvesting aspect is usually always there. So the community compass can serve as a guideline for starting. I wrote an article about that. And another, for me, very important aspect is that it changes the view on group dynamics and on conflicts. Because if you are aware that you need all these 7 aspects to realize a project, and usually everybody has their strengths in a different field, or maybe in 2 or 3 of the fields of the compass, but nobody ever in all 7 fields. And usually the people that are on another side of the compass where they have their competences, usually they are the ones we have problems with, because they look so much at the structure. And actually it's not important, it's more important to look at the community. Every community knows these conflicts between the vision keepers that are so with the vision and we need to go for that, but then they leave their dirty coffee cup behind them and don't clean it up. Or the people that always sit in circles and want to really care for the community spirit, and the others that want to go in the garden and dig and start planting things. So many conflicts can actually be explained with the fact that people have strength in different aspects of the compass. But it makes sense, and it's one of the important challenges to reconcile all these strengths and to put the people at the right place where with the thing they go for, they are the custodians of this aspect, and they can contribute to the success of the community. So it's actually, for me, I have often seen that it contributes to give a different view on conflicts that groups have. So my time is over. I have to say goodbye. If you want to learn more about the Community Compass, you can visit a seminar. I'm giving one seminar in English this summer in Sieben Linden. The link will be shown here. And if you want to read more about it, there are hopefully 2 articles in English soon on my website. So far only 1. And if you want to read even more, look at the website of the sister of the Community Compass, of CLIPS. Because this is an international project, and content-wise it's almost the same. It has just a different structure. It doesn't have the 2 aspects of harvest and world, because they are included in the other ones. But content-wise, it's actually very similar, and at the CLIPS website you find loads of materials, a guide, methods that suit the different layers, and everything. So I deeply recommend, if you got interested, look at the CLIPS website. And thanks for the opportunity to share my experience here.